So I just finished an 8-mile run. I like to do this if I can every other day, or I liked to do this every other day. But my issue starting in, I think, April or early May or something, or maybe even, probably not even that early, probably more like June. I started working on a lot of house stuff, so every time I had free time, I'm just like, I'm skipping running and just going straight into whatever I got to do. And, you know, I enjoyed that moment of my life. It took 2 months. Now, obviously, there's like little things, but yeah, I'm at a point now where I can start to transition into like eating healthy again, or what I would have considered keto friendly back then. Whereas now it's like, well, I'm doing keto, but dirty. I've been doing dirty keto for like 2 months. I didn't weigh myself, but I think I probably didn't gain weight, but I probably gained some fat overall. Probably got up to about 19% body fat. I think I got as low as 15 in March when I did my 7 or 15 or even 14. I didn't really measure it, but I just kind of speculate based off of how things were going. And the obvious weight loss from fat, or loss of fat, because I didn't have any apparent. Anyway, I measured my muscles, nothing was lost there, but and maybe that's more complicated than I think. But anyway, yeah, it's just so I would do this like once every other day, and it was helping a lot. One time I did it at 4:30 a.m. and you saw me wake up at that time. I recorded a video on that. But I think the environment really does matter. I mean, right now it is about, well, it was 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And I think the last time I tried to do that in this heat, I just felt like I was gonna have a stroke or something. But this environment is pretty nice. It's in Roseville. It's called the what is it called? The Ravine, Miners Ravine. And there's like 3 different entrances, like main entrances. The guy that got in second place in this fun run marathon that I did in obviously January 24th this year, the guy that got in second place said this is his favorite running spot, and I was doing this way before that, and so I have something in common. I got 4th place, and so this is a really good area to improve your running, I think. I think that environment really does matter. I mean, if I'm being honest, there's like these tracks that go all along for miles. I mean, I would say probably about at least 15 or 20 miles. And you could just keep going and going, and maybe even more than that, probably more than that. And they would just end up in different areas. Wouldn't be the ravine. But anyway, obviously, well, I mean, it has to end somewhere. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it chilled out. I think it's probably 90 right now, maybe 85. Yeah, it's not that low, but 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And I also wanted to discuss what further opinions about ketosis. So you could pretty much get it, I think, in spurts, like throughout the day, even if you don't have any carbs or sugar. Whereas there might be a complication with other things that we're not aware of that would inhibit ketosis. But like when I go on a run, I always feel the ketosis, like not always, but deep into the run especially, and it's like probably at the maximum, like no matter what diet I have. And that really helps, because I noticed that when I go on a run, it's like I'm also when I go on a deep run, like further than 4 or 5 miles, it's almost, and I'm not encouraging anybody to try to get a heart attack over this, but so my point is that you might consider long distance running, because I know a lot of people don't recommend it. They think that, well, you might as well just do sprinting. But in my estimation, you don't get the deep ketosis effects unless you're running intensely, or you do a lot of intense exercises, or go through intense physical changes. That's my opinion, and it seems to be right, because what happens is after about 5 miles, right, it feels as if I'm eating dinner at the same time I'm running, meaning that like right now I feel satiated. I feel like I just ate dinner. Isn't that weird? Like after going through a deep run. And I think it's because it's like your body is eating its fat for dinner. And it's weird because it's like an inflection point. Like I think that if you don't do it, if you don't work out, if you're not intense enough about your workouts, you don't reach that inflection point. So you end up becoming hungry because you haven't reached that ketosis point that that's sustained. So for example, right now I'm still going through ketosis, but it's like a little mini thing compared to what running. But if I only did 1 mile of running, the ketosis would be little, and then it would disappear right after. So then I would feel hungry because my body's essentially starving, like, because it can't eat its own fat. That's my opinion, and I think so. My opinion is that essentially my hypothesis is that if you do enough intense training, whether that be 5 miles, 6 miles, or just something that's intense for your own body, you're going to reach a sustained level of ketosis where you could essentially fast for a long period of time right after. Now, obviously, that might only have its own like maximum, meaning that you may not be able to do that over and over again. Maybe let's say if you tried to do this, cycle it, like let's say 14 days, then obviously something's not going to go right. We don't know. Nobody's ever tried. But I just wanted to give more thoughts about that because, for example, Mark's epic weight loss, he may not want to go out and do exercises, but I believe that it would actually help him fast, and because it helps me fast, I don't think I'm gonna eat dinner tonight. I don't feel like eating, and maybe like I'll see how I feel in a few hours from now, but I don't feel like eating. It may just be the ketosis may be sustainable throughout the whole night, even going through the whole day tomorrow. And obviously ghrelin is the ultimate hunger hormone. It's what makes you hungry. But what I mean by hunger in this sense is more like nutritionally deficient. What I mean by that is like your body cannot, for some reason, see, I'm not a medical professional, so I have no idea, or I never took classes on this, but I just hypothesized that maybe because in addition to ghrelin, there's a nutritional aspect that is not met because you're not eating, or I should say a level that your body needs because you haven't, because you didn't run enough and you're not eating your own fat, and your fat has a bunch of nutritional stuff like electrolytes, stored vitamins and all that, so that's just my opinion. And the same thing with protein. I guess it takes the protein and does something with it, synthesizes it. Anyway, I just figured I would give some thoughts on that. Thanks for watching.